John, how did you feel when you first come through the door?
Funny little thing, this, isn't it?
Felt nice just to see a lot of people from different areas, all in one spot, so I don't have to travel far. So it's easily available for me.
You had an appointment with the careers advisor from CALAT.
Yep.
How did that go? What's the plans for the future there?
Just to look at like what skills and qualifications I would need for my type of job, or that I would like to do basically.
Okay.
So just like get an education maybe if I needed it, or
And are they going to support you through that as well?
yep. I said I have to go back there and they're gonna help me out and show me job profiles or something like that.
Good. Like you, David. When I first told you about the hub, what were your feelings about it? Was this somewhere you wanted to attend?
Well, I wasn't too sure about it, but I thought let me pop in to see what it's all about. When I came in, I was tired because I went to bed late last night, but it was kind of helpful. I only spoke to yeah, off the record. Yeah, to help me stop smoking.
Good.
Yeah, and I got some tea bags to help me stop smoking, to help me relax instead of smoking.
That's good then. So do you think you'll use them?
I'll try it.
Good. Good. So would you say it's been a positive thing you attending the
Yeah,
hub?
it's been a positive.
100%.
Very often officers have said to me if only they could go outside and meet with their service users, it would be better. But obviously, because of risk assessments and all the things that we have to be mindful of when we're working with the people that we work with, that wasn't always possible. But the hub is custom built with everything in mind, for not only the safety of staff but also the service users, and that they feel comfortable and confident to come into the hub. From the buzz that I saw when I walked in today, I think it's at least something that we're doing now for them. We're not doing probation to them, but we're working with them, and I think that's a big difference. And I think the name says it all, doesn't it, Hub? Because I would hope that it's going to become a hub of activity for our service users. And I think, excuse me, the other thing is that there's lots of other resources here that they can tap into. There's careers advisors, there's lots of courses, there's computers, there's all sorts of things that they can actually engage with.
One of the main problems the service users speak about is having to travel in so many different directions to access some of these organisations. So it's really good that all of these organisations can collate in one place. The hub
opportunity to get them to engage, differently, and also it gives us more flexibility to work with them and work differently with them as part of the new practice framework, which I find is, very helpful.
Knowing that the hub is now available, I can turn around and say, come to one place on a Friday and know that that person can get the help that they genuinely need, and that makes my job a lot easier, and it encourages them to engage more. Just stretching it out, but in terms of public protection, etc., we're giving them that opportunity to change their lifestyle, change their ways, and reduce offending in the long term. What I find really interesting and exciting is actually having the service providers to hand, meeting them direct, getting to know them better, and being able to being able to work with them. Working with other community-based agencies. I mean, there's so many community-based agencies in Croydon that are set up to help young people, but you don't always know they exist.
When they initially came in, one of the first questions asked were, how long do I have to be here? What is this about? And then after they spent the first few hours here and we spoke to them, it was completely different. They were enthusiastic, keen about coming again, and a few of them have actually made appointments with some of the service providers outside of the hub day, which I think speaks for itself.
Brilliant. it's the same. I mean, they were nervous, they were apprehensive, but again, once they went through the cycle of talking to people and getting a bit more understanding as to what is, what services are available to them, you could see that they relaxed over a period of time and gained in confidence as they went from table to table. So, good start.
But putting a service provider's needs at the heart of what we do, really.
Yeah.
There's a lot of overlap between the clients that you have in probation and the learners that we have here in CALAT. A lot of our learners are from disadvantaged backgrounds, and we do know learners have got offending backgrounds, although we don't actively seek to gather that information and retain it. And what I know around the profile of your offenders, I know a lot of people have turned to offending because they've had poor school experience, and quite often people are not confident in terms of reading and writing skills. Some people may have issues around dyslexia that's never been identified. Some people have received poor career advice, guidance. All of those things are services that we can provide in CALAT, and things that we can work with people very specifically on, and people can raise their skills levels quite quickly, gain confidence quite quickly. They'll see themselves as a student and they will want to carry on that learning. And it may be that some can progress beyond the literacy numeracy into vocational areas, or be able, through our careers guidance service, be able to point them in other vocational directions or apprenticeships or things that are really going to help them move on in the future. It's very much adult and community learning, and we don't see our provision is just around what we call our core funding. We do a lot of partnership work, we do a lot of work with the voluntary sector, we work across schools. We see ourselves as overlapping in all sorts of provisions that are supporting broadly learning across all communities. So this is very much at the heart of what we do. We don't see ourselves as just one kind of core provision. We see ourselves as, if you like, supporting lots of different models of provision right across the borough.